Before we start, we want to give you a trigger warning. This episode contains sensitive content regarding domestic violence. Hey, thank you for tuning in to another episode of
Real Unladylike.
I'm Ressa, and I'm here with my ladies, Britt and Cher.
Hey.
So I just wanted to know, how you guys doing? And what's on your minds?
Well, I want to start off with, have you guys seen that Blac Chyna is dissolving her fillers, like on her face and stuff?
What? No. I didn't even know that she had fillers. I mean, obviously
yeah.
she doesn't look natural. I know she doesn't look natural. Maybe because they never made a big deal about
hers
surgery and
she's
stuff.
okay.
And maybe because she got them a long time ago too, like it's not recent.
Yeah.
You know? So she's dissolving all of her facial fillers and lip fillers. I think she had cheekbone fillers on her face.
It looked like it, yeah.
Yeah, I think she had cheekbone fillers and then lip fillers. So
That's
she's
why
getting it dissolved, and she's talking about getting her butt filler or shots dissolved.
Dang, what didn't she have done on her body?
So she's trying to start a trend of taking all that out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she's trying to start a trend, but
She wants to go on natural.
Yeah.
I wonder how different she's going to look.
So they already have pictures of her.
They do?
They already have pictures of her. And I feel like it's slight, but maybe it is recent as well. So maybe it takes a while to go back to what it looked like before. I'm not sure.
I wonder if she's going to take all of it out or just some.
Can you do that? Can you lessen the amount of what's in your body?
I think they can dissolve everything you
sure.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think fillers can be dissolved completely.
She's over here taking out her fillers, and I'm over here thinking about getting fillers in my lip.
Yeah.
Or lips. It's not like set in stone, but I have thought about it. Yeah. I'm like, if you guys can get anything done on your body, what would you get?
I think I would get my boobs.
Like bigger?
Bigger and a lift, for sure.
I've always wanted to do lips. I don't need it.
No, you don't.
You don't need it.
I want to do lips and ass, of course. The Lord blessed me with titties. He did not bless me with ass.
Wait, so I want to ask, do you guys want to get this done because of social media standards or because of self-confidence or whatever it is?
I think social media has quite a bit to do with it. For most women, really, just because we see it so often. It's so often in our faces, and it's not for me, but it's what men like, So for myself, I guess it's just a confidence boost for me. Clearly, it's stuff that I'm not happy with, that I feel would make me happy. And I hate to say that because that's not where all my quote unquote unhappiness comes from. It's not from my outer
it's a plus.
Image. Yeah, but it's a plus.
Do you think it's because of what you see on social media?
Absolutely. It's thrown in your face all the time.
Right.
And this is what what society's standard is now,
right.
Big boobs, big butt, big lips.
And it continually changes. That's why Blac Chyna is dissolving them.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you guys seen too that people are taking out their lash extensions?
Really?
A lot of girls are starting to take out their lash extensions
and trying to go to more natural.
Natural? Mm-hmm. I could never be a natural bitch in the sense that I could never. I can never be a natural bitch because I need my lashes. I need my nails done.
Yeah, you love your
the
lashes.
The longer, the better. Mm-hmm. I don't do lash extensions because I'm awful at keeping them on. But my strips, they are on all the time. Mm-hmm. If I'm getting ready and I'm not wearing lashes, I'm not happy.
And you do them real quick.
You're a pro.
I take 30 minutes.
Me too.
Practice. It's taken me a while.
This is true, yeah. For a minute there, I was going out a lot and I had falsies on all the time. I had to put them on 5 minutes. I was like, what? What, girl?
You had to include that time in getting ready, huh?
Minor accomplishments.
Yeah. We love that. We love that for you. So with Blac Chyna removing her fillers, there's people who, like us, want to have stuff done to our bodies. Mm-hmm. But what about the people who have repeatedly done cosmetic procedures and it gets to a point where it doesn't even look good anymore?
Oh, my God. That's sad. I think that's so sad because that's a different type of... They're doing it for different reasons. It could be emotional. It could be because they're so unhappy with themselves. Or
it's body dysmorphia, facial dysmorphia. It gets pretty bad.
Well, that makes me think of this article that I read where little Kim said that, well, it wasn't an article, it was a TikTok, but they were referring to the article where she said that her face has changed so much throughout the years and she's had all that cosmetic surgery because she was in a relationship where she was getting physically abused.
That's crazy.
So she said she would legit go get her face reconstructed after he beat her up, and she'd go get her surgery. She'd come back home and he'd beat her again. So every surgery she had was because of that and her just trying to reconstruct her face. So that's why she looks now the way she does.
That she was beaten down so bad?
So bad that she just had to have her face done constantly because
it makes sense because like I was wondering, like I saw her and I was like, damn,
yeah, she looks kind of unrecognizable. So different.
Yeah.
And she was a baddie.
Sad.
Yeah, she was beautiful, man.
She was.
Who's her husband, boyfriend, or who was the guy?
Biggie was her man.
That was beating her?
Oh, no. That was a different guy.
No.
I can't vouch for that. I don't know anything about that.
I know. I was like, he's not even around.
Asking, like, what famous person she dated. Biggie Smalls, clearly. But this guy, I don't know who he was. I don't know who he is, but yeah.
Dang, he beat her bad. Have you guys been in, like, abusive relationship? Any kind of abuse?
Emotional.
Yeah.
Not physical.
Verbally.
Maybe a push once, but that's as far as it got. It never got into anything else, and I think that was really hard for both of us.
How did it lead to that push?
I couldn't tell you. It's been so long.
Words, probably, for sure.
Longer than a decade, but yeah, okay. More than likely words, because I've told you I have a sharp tongue. But yeah, it when push comes to shove, I guess
it gets a shoving.
But emotional, yes. I have been in an emotionally abusive relationship, and I think it's gone both ways, both myself and the person. And it's not fun. It's not fun.
And it brings out like such an ugly side of you.
You're unhappy. You're worn down mentally. You're not all there. It's like you're mentally in a brain fog, in the relationship and outside of that, in your outside friendships and relationships.
Can you give examples of how it led to or how you felt during that moment? Like, what did they say and do
to lead to that? I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. Right? I have the worst memory, but
I'm trying to think, because more like verbally.
Verbal abuse is heavy.
Yeah, it is.
It really affects your self-esteem, and it really brings you down. I know I've been in that. Should I get into it?
Verbal, physical?
It actually it started emotional abuse, and then verbal abuse, and then I got physical. I didn't let it last too long, but it got to a point to where one of my siblings had recognized it and told me I had to do something about it. And that was the moment when I realized that it was a problem.
What did your sibling recognize?
A bruise on my shin, because this person that I was seeing at the moment, I noticed that it was toxic and I was trying to end things. He didn't agree with it, and he wanted to continue the relationship. And we got into certain situations to where he started stalking me at my home, my work, and my son's school. And
that's wild.
That's crazy.
And he actually kidnapped me for a day, to where my family had to look for me, and they were calling my phone and I couldn't answer it because he had my phone. So
how scary.
It was very scary. And in the moment, at that moment, I was going through, I think it had lasted for about 2 weeks nonstop. So
him harassing you?
Him harassing me constantly. And
he just, what was like his reasoning? Like, oh, I'm going to change. I want to be with you. I love you.
He said all that. And I said, look, like, this isn't love. This is a toxic relationship, and it's not okay. I don't want to be in it, and we need to end things.
Isn't it kind of scary too, like on his part, looking at it, like at him, like you really think this is normal? Like you are, like you're not, you need help.
That
like
part.
You're really gonna sit here and
try to rationalize
like
that we need to work this out when it's obviously not okay.
At that point, it's like scary in a sense, like you're not mentally stable. Like you're not emotionally stable.
He definitely wasn't. And once I realized that, that's when I tried to get out. And he kept telling me, but I need love too. I deserve love as well. And I said, okay, but you're not going to find that here. That's not okay. Yeah. And this isn't healthy. And so as I tried to push away, he kept trying to grasp on tighter. And that's when it got extremely toxic. And I was like, the more I tried to push away, he just kept, he kept trying to push me down. And so one night, the whole situation happened to where he had kicked my shin. I went home. My sister noticed it, and she was just like, you know what? This isn't okay. Like, he's an asshole. You need to end things. And when I tried to end things was when he just escalated, and that's when the whole kidnapping started. I know I'm laughing, but it's just because I'm still in disbelief. It's like 10 years later, 15 years later. I'm aging myself.
It's okay.
But yeah, like
you're aging like fine wine.
Thank you. And so it just I'm in disbelief because I've gone past it. I've grown from it, and it's made me stronger for sure. And that's why I'm able to talk about it now without crying. But after that, I decided, okay, like this is not good.
Isn't it crazy to like that you are able to talk about it and you're like, holy shit, like that was a part of my life.
Me. Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy.
I wonder how many people are out there that are like, that can relate, because it's so common these days, I feel like.
You know
and
what?
People are so good at hiding
it. That's the scary part. So before I experienced this, I used to talk to so many women about it, and they would tell me the stories, and I would look at them and say, just get out of it. Just get out of it. Mm-hmm. And now that because I know how hard it is, exactly. Yeah. Now that I know how hard it is, I try to get on their level and understand, okay, what kind of situation are you in? Because your situation wasn't the same as mine. Mm-hmm. And how can I help you? And boost up your esteem to find the courage to get out, and if you don't want to get out, then I really don't know what to say.
But sometimes it's not just that. Sometimes it's financial.
That is the huge thing.
You want to put yourself in, you don't want to put yourself in their shoes, but you have to kind of do that to understand that, some people aren't financially stable. They're dependent on their partner. They don't have family to fall back on, So if they were to leave, it's just them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's children involved. If they were to leave, now it's just them and their child.
Or because they're not financially stable, the parent that's abusing uses a child to their advantage. Like, well, I'm going to keep your kid because you don't have anything.
Toxic.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
it's crazy. I'm taking a domestic violence class right now, and we learn about all of this. It's so crazy to see like the different types of abuse, like emotional, financial, like all of it. I'm like, oh shit. It's like layers and layers. It's scary.
It's never ending.
Yeah.
It's never ending. Yeah.
And what's wild is that some people don't even see it as abuse unless it's physical abuse. Mm-hmm. I think that's the worst thing, because then you can't get support from your family because they're like, well, they didn't hit you, then put a hand on you.
Yeah.
How can you call it abuse? Now you're just trying to make excuses.
And like controlling too. That's one thing that we're focusing on right now in class is like the control part, like for the women or men, because men get abused too.
True.
The women or men that aren't financially stable and rely on their partner, and their partner uses that to their advantage, like, oh, you're going to go out tonight with your friends, with whose money? Or like, right. You're going to do this with whose money? That's my money. I'm like, oh, hell no.
It's like, don't worry about it. I'll get someone to pay for it.
No.
But then you can't say that because then you're going to get your ass whooped. Wow. Yeah, that's bad.
That's one thing about me. Don't play with me and my money. I make my own money. You can't tell me what to do.
And this is exactly why I always encourage women, and men, always have your own income of some sorts. Always have your own bank account. never depend on anybody for anything.
Marissa, that is the best advice I could ever give anyone. I don't care how much you love this person.
Yes.
I don't care if you guys are going to die together and share the same coffin. I don't care. Do not combine your bank accounts.
No. Or if you are going to do that, have your own, that person has their own, and you guys are both putting an equal amount into one bank account. Like, that's your guys's. So, like, out of your paycheck, I don't know, I'm going to put 300, you're going to put 300 out of every paycheck. That's our money, but you still have your own, and that person still has their own.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, I agree with that. Do not.
Always.
Because even though everyone wants a fairy tale ending,
it doesn't always end that way.
Who knows what's going to happen?
You always need to have your own leverage on your side.
I'm a hopeless romantic, but even I know that's not a good idea.
Isn't that scary too? The reality of the world?
Yeah.
And people are like, you're so negative. No, it's just reality. Like, I'm sorry that I feel bad for you that you see things that way.
Right. You can't put all of your eggs in one basket ever. Not even when you're married or in a committed relationship.
I agree. I've never done it. You know, no shame. Kudos to people who do it and are okay with doing it, but I can't do it.
Preference.
Yeah, it's not for me.
How do you guys feel about signing prenups?
I'm for it.
I'm for it too.
But at the same time, I don't got shit, so I don't want to sign a prenup.
I'm for it too, but there also has to be an agreement of if there's like cheating involved, like, what I'm, like, you know
disclaimers.
how they, yes. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to need to.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm for prenups. I think when I've dated in the past, we haven't combined our accounts, but it's always been very one. I've been spoiled. I will say that in the past, I have been spoiled, and
I'm sure you have too.
A lot of stuff is paid for, and I like it that way. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. In the same sense, I think we've talked about this in another episode. I'm very, here, I picked this up for you, or here, I bought this for the house, or,
you're not like taking advantage.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, you paid for the light bill, I'll buy the couch or whatever, I'll buy new dishes.
I'll make sure there's food in the fridge and meals are cooked and the house is clean.
And I feel like that's always kind of been an unspoken understanding.
So then can you guys be stay-at-home moms, wives?
I cannot.
I can't either.
I'm sorry.
I mean, look at me.
Well,
I mean, you know me. I need to
know.
stay busy. Even if I do stay home, I'm going to find some shit to get into.
That's
and then another one on top of that to keep myself busy. And then another one on top of that.
Maybe I could. You know what? Never say never. I don't know.
But you like to stay busy too, though.
If the pay was well enough.
Girl.
I'm so done. She's like, you want me to stay at home? You better give me an allowance.
That's how it should be, though. You should get an allowance
be.
Because if you're at home, you're still doing some things.
And
you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're, doing laundry, taking care of them. That's a job.
And the thing is, you have to do that regardless because you're a parent, right? For us, we're parents. Even as a single person, you still have to cook and clean.
I know. I don't even have kids, and I have so much going on in my life right now.
I know, girl. You're always busy.
I am, and I'm like, holy fuck! I don't know how people do it with kids.
Yeah, we just don't have to think. We just have to not think about it. Because if we stop to think about it, then everything just falls apart.
It's like you don't even have the time.
I was gonna say, get out of my head. I was just gonna say that we don't even have the time to think about the fact that we don't. We have to get it done. It has to be done. It's just part of it.
Yeah, I have to have a schedule.
That's how I am too, like a routine.
Yeah, there you go, a routine, and that keeps me on track. And if I think too much about that, the routine, and like how much is stressing me and how much time is taking, that drives me crazy. And then that's when I go to like overall wind.
My life is so boring that it just has.
Girl, no, it's not. Stop.
I am so done with
I don't know why you always try to say that it's boring. I mean, can you please be honest with us? Okay. I mean, is this not called real and ladylike?
We talked about this earlier. My life. Okay, let me reword that. My life is so peaceful. My life is so peaceful that I don't really.
She's lying. That's why she's laughing.
Mm-hmm.
My life is. I already lost my train of thought.
This girl.
So as I was saying, my life is so peaceful that it naturally falls into a schedule.
But is it though?
It does, honestly.
Well, good for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, ladies, I've been thinking. I started a new segment called Song of the Day.
Ooh.
Yes, queen.
Yeah.
You know I love that. Anything with music, I love.
Give it to me.
So, my song today is Hip Hop Saved My Life by Lupe Fiasco and Nicki Jean.
Hey.
Ooh.
And I want to thank you all for the love and support for Real and Unladylike. Please like, follow, and comment to share us on SoundCloud, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
Yay.
Yay.
Bye.